Some towns in Virginia can drain your wallet, test your patience, and even threaten your peace of mind. That's why today, we're diving into 10 towns in Virginia you should think twice about calling home. The worst places to live in Virginia right now. Sure, Virginia's got a reputation for its historic sites, scenic beauty, and a strong economy. But behind the postcard-perfect images are some harsh realities that most magazines won't show. Behind the charming streets are cities grappling with high crime, economic struggles, and environmental issues that make settling down a challenge. Add in unstable housing markets and crumbling infrastructure, and suddenly, Virginia living feels more like a constant battle than a peaceful retreat. So before you start packing for the next big move or invest your savings into Virginia real estate, stay tuned. These are the towns that might not be the best fit if you crave security, stability, and a good quality of life. This is your virtual travel guide with a twist, because not every city in Virginia deserves a spot on your dream list. Stick around, hit that subscribe button, and let's count down the towns that tarnish Virginia's reputation. Number 10, Richmond. Crime and health issues shouldn't be the first things that come to mind when you think of Virginia's capital, but in Richmond, they often do. The city is rich in history, from the Civil War to the birthplace of the modern civil rights movement, and boasts a lively arts scene. However, peel back the layers, and you'll see a city still grappling with the legacy of segregation, underinvestment, and urban neglect. Let's look at the facts. Richmond's violent crime rate is about twice the national average, and property theft isn't far behind. Residents often feel the need for extra security just to protect their homes and belongings. But it's not just about safety. The city ranks poorly for health outcomes. Life expectancy is lower than in many other Virginia cities, and chronic illnesses are common. Why? Long-standing issues like redlining, disinvestment, and underfunded public services continue to impact neighborhoods unevenly. Housing prices here are somewhat affordable compared to Northern Virginia, but the trade-offs are clear. Crime, schools and crisis, and neighborhoods that seem forgotten make it hard to see Richmond as a safe, stable place. Would you risk your family's safety and health just to save a few dollars on rent? Many do, and they often regret it. Richmond might be on the rise, but unless you're prepared with security and health plans, it's probably best to keep looking elsewhere. Number 9, Newport News. When a city's reputation is more about its shipbuilding history than its safety record, you know there's a problem. Newport News is situated along the James River with scenic waterfront views, but don't let the scenery fool you. Beneath the maritime pride lies a city with persistent safety issues and economic challenges. In 2024, Newport News reported a violent crime rate of about 6 incidents per 1,000 residents, nearly double Virginia's average. Property crimes are also common, with thefts and burglaries making daily life unpredictable. The city's economy depends heavily on defense and manufacturing sectors, but many neighborhoods face stagnant wages and underfunded schools. Despite the presence of major employers, the wealth gap and crime continue to hold the city back. Housing here is relatively affordable, but that affordability comes with risk. Many neighborhoods are plagued by neglect, and property values don't always reflect safety or quality. If you're considering a move, ask yourself, are low rents worth risking your safety? Many residents stay for the jobs, but newcomers should be cautious. Newport News may offer some opportunities, but it's not a place for those seeking stability or peace of mind. Number 8, Danville. When a city gets labeled as the last capital of the Confederacy, you know history has left its mark, sometimes in ways that aren't positive. Danville, on the North Carolina border, was once a thriving textile and tobacco center. Today, it's a city in transition, struggling to recover from decades of economic decline. The crime stats are alarming. With a violent crime rate of nearly 5 incidents per 1,000 residents, Danville is one of Virginia's most dangerous places. Property crime is also high, with many neighborhoods riddled with abandoned buildings and economic hardship. Poverty levels are shockingly high. Around 20% of residents live below the poverty line, and median incomes are well below Virginia's average. The city has tried revitalization efforts, especially in its historic river district, but the results are mixed. Schools struggle to keep pace, and job opportunities are limited. Despite its scenic surroundings and affordable housing, Danville feels like a city waiting for a miracle. Would you gamble your future on a town still fighting to rebuild? For many, it's better to visit than to settle, because affordability here might come at too high a cost. Number 7. Bristol. When a city shares a main street with another state, you might expect charm and cultural richness. But Bristol, Virginia, often feels like it's caught in the shadow of its Tennessee twin. Known as the birthplace of country music, it has its moments, but underlying issues hold it back. Crime rates are high. Bristol ranks among Virginia's most dangerous small cities, with violent incidents and property theft on the rise. The median household income is around $45,000, well below the state median, and poverty affects a sizable portion of the population. Once a manufacturing hub, the city's economy has slowed, leaving many neighborhoods struggling with unemployment and underperforming schools. While Bristol hosts its famous music festivals and has a lively downtown scene, these are just surface attractions. Beneath the surface, safety and economic stability are major concerns. Would you want to raise a family in a city where crime is common and opportunity scarce? For most, Bristol is more of a weekend getaway than a place to settle down. Number 6. Hopewell. If you want to know what happens when industrial history meets environmental disaster, look no further than Hopewell. Once a booming industrial town, it's now a cautionary tale of environmental missteps and economic decline. In the 1970s, Hopewell was the epicenter of a pesticide plant spill that contaminated the James River with toxins, and the effects are still felt today. The city's reputation is haunted by this environmental legacy. Crime rates are also alarmingly high, violence and theft are common, and safety is a real concern for residents. Economically, Hopewell faces stagnation. With median incomes around $44,000 and a poverty rate over 20%, the city struggles to attract new investment. Housing prices might seem tempting, but the city's environmental issues and economic struggles mean property values are stagnant. Revitalization efforts have been slow, and the city continues to battle its troubled past. Would you consider moving your family here? Unless you're ready to accept risks to health and safety, it's probably better to admire Hopewell from afar. Number 5. Fredericksburg. On the surface, Fredericksburg looks like a picture-perfect Virginia town, with cobblestone streets and Civil War history. But if you scratch the surface, you'll find a city fighting safety issues and traffic chaos. Crime rates are higher than expected for such a charming place. Violent crime and property theft are on the rise. The city's proximity to D.C. and Richmond means housing costs are climbing, with median prices around $450,000, despite median incomes being closer to $66,000. That mismatch makes affordability a challenge for many families. Traffic congestion on I-95 is legendary, with long delays turning commutes into nightmares. Despite its tourism appeal, many residents feel trapped by the high costs, traffic, and safety concerns. Would you want to live in a city that's more about its historic charm than its safety? For most, Fredericksburg feels better as a weekend escape than a permanent home. Number 4. Petersburg. If you're looking for a city that shows what happens when economic engines stall, Petersburg is it. Once a thriving industrial city, it's now a place battling decades of decline. Crime is a major issue here. Petersburg often reports some of Virginia's highest homicide rates. Violent crimes are well above state averages, and residents live with sirens and security concerns daily. The economy is struggling too, with median household incomes around $43,000, less than half the Virginia average. Poverty is widespread, and many neighborhoods are riddled with abandoned buildings. Schools lag behind, and job prospects are limited. Despite its strategic location near Richmond, opportunity seems to pass Petersburg by. Would you risk raising a family in a city with high crime, limited jobs, and failing schools? For many, it's a place to pass through, not settle. Number 3, Roanoke. Nicknamed the Star City, Roanoke is surrounded by natural beauty, mountains and Blue Ridge vistas. But when it comes to community safety and economic stability, the city still has work to do. Crime rates are significantly above the state average. Violent crimes and thefts are common enough to make residents cautious. Poverty and unemployment are also concerns. Median incomes are just over $53,000, and many neighborhoods face neglect. The city's efforts to revitalize its downtown and arts scene are commendable, but challenges remain. Schools often underperform, and opioid addiction has taken a toll. Would you want to raise children in a city with such issues? Roanoke's natural beauty is undeniable, but unless you're prepared to navigate safety concerns, it might be better as a scenic weekend destination. Number 2, Norfolk. Home to the largest naval base in the world, Norfolk should be a city of pride. But behind the naval pageantry are serious issues: crime, poverty, and housing problems. The violent crime rate is nearly triple the Virginia average, and property thefts are common. The median household income is around $60,000, but many neighborhoods feel neglected. Affordable housing is hard to find, and many families find themselves in unsafe or unstable environments. Despite its vibrant arts and waterfront areas, many residents prefer to live in the suburbs where safety and schools are better. Would you want your family living near high crime and struggling neighborhoods? Norfolk's coastal charm doesn't always translate into a safe, stable place to settle. Number 1, Portsmouth. When discussing the most dangerous cities in Virginia, Portsmouth often tops the list. Sitting just across the river from Norfolk, this city has a long-standing reputation for violence and economic hardship. The violent crime rate here is over 7 incidents per 10,000 residents, well above the state average. Homicides and shootings happen far too often, and property crimes are rampant. It's a city where many feel uneasy walking the streets at night. Economically, Portsmouth struggles as well. Median household incomes are around $52,000, and poverty impacts roughly 20% of residents. Schools are underfunded, and neighborhoods are often run down. Property prices are low, yet, that's only because of the high risks involved. Would you want to raise a family where safety is a daily concern and economic prospects are limited? For most, Portsmouth is better explored as a visit rather than a permanent residence. Its reputation is well earned, and many prefer to keep their distance. Final thoughts. And there you have it, 10 Virginia towns that many would advise you to avoid if you're looking for safety, stability, and a good quality of life. From high crime to economic struggles, these cities remind us that not every place in the Old Dominion is a paradise. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these towns surprised you the most? Do you think any of them have potential for a comeback? Or are they exactly where they belong on this list? Drop your thoughts below. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe to Virtual Travel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss our deep dives into the best, and worst, places to live across the US. Remember, choosing the right town can mean the difference between living your dream or living a nightmare. Stick around, more exciting countdowns and city profiles are coming your way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next adventure.